Hey, GM Coder Dan.
There we go. Hey, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How we doing, fam?
So far, so good. It's been a good New Year. Just a couple days in, but we're doing well.
Doing all right.
How about you?
Sucks to be Maduro.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
surprised the
doing well.
market.
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised the market hasn't reacted negatively yet to the news.
Right? Yeah, maybe people are just waking up. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out there.
But yeah, had a pretty good little break here. Did was playing around with some AI tools for about a week there, just seeing what the state of the art kind of stuff was. It's pretty wild. I mean, my feed is like covered with AI stuff now. A lot of the recent thing with Grok. Everyone's putting bikinis on pictures, which is funny. But yeah, that's what AI is right now. It's bikinis. It's pretty all that computing power being used to generate thirst traps. Pretty wild. Good stuff.
It's got to go somewhere, right? How else are we gonna
Right.
justify nuclear power plants being owned by private companies?
Right.
It's funny because the
But
rollover.
how's everyone's break? What?
Good.
Yeah. How's do anything fun?
Nothing much, but I did start playing around with some new editing tools, like to add to my repertoire of video editing. So mostly
Hmm.
like using CapCut because it has built-in templates and
Dude,
effects.
CapCut is
It's
actually.
good.
I'm a guy that uses like I've been using Final Cut Pro like since 2013, I think, or whenever I started doing videos. It's just kind of what I use. But as I was playing with these AI tools, I started playing a little bit with like Kling and had it generate some videos and was just playing around. I tried to make a few like random TikToks and stuff just to like dabble. And yeah, I downloaded CapCut and yeah, wow, it's like pretty for the desktop. It's very powerful. It can do so much more than like what Final Cut Pro is doing. It seems like they kind of just stopped developing Final Cut Pro. I don't know, 5 years ago. CapCut's pretty cool. A lot of good templates and stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm playing with it more just because I usually use Premiere and just having to do anything
Hmm.
transition wise, it gets very manual. So I was looking at
Yeah,
CapCut
yeah,
and I started incorporating it, but now I'm looking into there are like motion template paths for After Effects that you can load directly into Premiere. And then your workflow is just basically the same. So
right,
yeah, because I've been doing the basic edit in CapCut in Premiere, and then going to CapCut to add like the shiny stuff. But if I can do it all in one place,
right.
it'd be best. But yeah, tooling
I
around, messing
saw
around.
someone talking about using Claude or Gemini or one of them for editing videos. Like you can give Claude like a skill or something for editing videos. Haven't tried it, but I think someone was talking about that on my feed. But it's like you can like, you know, kind of do it intent based editing where you just tell it in English what you want it to do and it'll figure out how to edit the clip for you. Not sure how that works, but seems like it's within the realm of possibility right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love that because like I've been looking at more like AI video generation tools because I've been doing
Yeah.
AI images that I'll add to the video like infographics and stuff like that. But now I'm trying to find
Hmm.
more like just better sources. Like I was using the AI in CapCut. It's not that great. I know Google and I think Sora both have like good AI stuff, but it's just I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate it without adding like an extra hour to edit to every video.
Right. I was using Higgsfield. That's kind of my go-to for all the different models. It's like there's a lot of these model aggregators out there, but they offer like unlimited Nano Banana, and they had unlimited Kling for a while, but then I think it ran out or something. But they also had unlimited C Dance 1.5. So I was kind of playing with. I didn't really use VO very much because it was quite expensive compared to the other two. But the Kling was. surprising. I mean, the quality, like if you generate a good image with Nano Banana, then you can basically drop that into Kling and it pretty much can do what you want it to do with like a few attempts or passes. Like it's not perfect, but I mean, I'm probably, not deep enough to really do it well. People are getting like really good results with it. That might be something you could try if you're into the AI video editing and creation. It's pretty quick too. It takes like probably 20 seconds for a video. So I would do like 4 generations at a time and just let them all go and then go work on something else and then come back.
Yeah, see, that's not bad. That's the other thing that CapCut also has that's kind of amazing. It has a built-in B-roll, like a bunch of like media that's built in that you can use for B-roll. So I was gonna use AI for mostly generating that B-roll side of royalty-free stuff.
Right.
But CapCut has such a wealth of like the library seems pretty good. I've only tooled around with it for 2 days, but it's like it's so much easier than for me to have to steal a video off the internet or like screen capture it and then add it. It's like, oh, it's so much better. But 20 seconds isn't bad either.
Yeah, they give you up to, with Seedance, I think it's 12 seconds per video, and Kling is 10 seconds maximum. So what you can kind of do is you can generate the image, and then you can generate like the first and the last frame, like where you want it to go, and then kind of just have it vibe edit, like put the clips together with the first and the end frame, and then let it kind of figure out what to do, which sometimes it works. I noticed that Kling has a hard time like transitioning between different places. Seedance did better with that. So they all have like their strengths and weaknesses. But if you're just doing like a simple thing, like you want like a booth, you want some models like standing around or something, then you could get that really easily. With what I was doing with Nano Banana was I would have an idea and then I would go into GPT or like something and then basically tell it to like improve my prompt, and it would give me like a JSON output or a text output of the whole prompt, like very, very detailed. If you guys see any people on X that are like creating prompts and stuff, it's all, obviously it's AI created prompts. You have like an idea and you drop it in and then it fleshes it out, and then you send that over to Nano Banana and then it generates like an amazing image. So it's a whole workflow, which you can also, if you really wanted to, you could automate that workflow too. Like go into something like N8N and just like you start with an idea and then it just boom, 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 boom goes and generates a bunch of images and videos and stuff. I didn't get that far, but the potential is there. I mean, all the content that we see on the internet is just going to be AI from now on. It's very sad that internet theory is totally real. So be skeptical of anything you see written or video on the internet, which everyone here probably knows that. But it's becoming more and more real every day.
Yeah, it's difficult. I like all week I've been kind of obsessed with the whole like silver market and its trading and the allegations of manipulation. And I'm reading all this and I talk about it on the daily show I do. But it's like this is also just stuff on Twitter, and I have no idea if it's real or not. I try to collaborate or corroborate.
Right.
Collaborate. Fuck, I can't say the word. Try to
Corroborate.
Yeah, corroborate the anything I read, but there's so much, and some of it looks like a screenshot from CME showing that they rejected orders, or China, like a video of Chinese boats being stopped by Chinese officials from sending out silver, and I'm like, is this real though? Can't tell. It's getting that good.
Yeah, there was a viral. I think it was a shit post that went really like viral on X about some guy talking about like DoorDash and how they have this like these internal tipping policies. People think they're tipping, but it's actually not, and stuff. Turns out, I mean, I think someone was showing that it was like 100% AI generated content. Someone just like had a good idea for a shit post and just went for it, and it got like 20 million impressions on X. It's a brave new world out there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the. I would love to use some of this for Aavegotchi. I was able to make some like the Christmas image was made with Nano Banana and then animated with Kling. I think one of the models that if you guys go to the announcements, you'll see I took a raffle that I had generated previously, put him next to our Sandagotchi in a nice little Japanese onsen. That was pretty cool. So maybe, I mean, I think there's some potential there for some type of social media content. It's so competitive out there. I was trying to make TikToks and just, I mean, it's possible. Like I got like 1,700 views on one of them, which for like a new account and guy who's never done TikTok, not too bad. But that was it was a totally different niche from like crypto gaming. It was like a niche that I think would probably be easier to do. I don't know about crypto gaming, how easy it would be to like create Aavegotchi themed content and stuff. But it's possible now. I mean, before it wasn't even like, it would be a huge investment of time and just effort from the team to be able to like generate that kind of content. But now it's possible. Like we could do it. I guess the question is like, how competitive is it to actually, would we actually get any views doing it? Like the content can be made. Can the views be gotten is the big question.
A few months ago,
curious what people think on that.
If y'all did an AI video of like an Aavegotchi fighting a Labubu, it would have went viral. My best video was me. It was like a 20-second video. I had my girlfriend shoot it for me with my phone, and it was like, would you pick an entire case of blind box Labubus or one unopened pack of Pokemon base set first edition booster pack? And I have a booster pack, so I was like showing it graded, and I was like, tell me in the comments. It got a lot of replies. The crypto stuff, not so much, but like slice of life stuff. Like my son, he has a wooden chair, and I asked him to stop sliding back and forth in the chair because he's scratching up the floor. So his idea is to put socks on the bottom of the chair. So I made a video of me like, this is what this genius thinks. And everybody in the comments is like, he's pretty smart for putting socks on the chair. And it's like, but they're ripping the socks. It's not actually doing anything. But right. That video did really well. So trying to sneak in crypto into something like that would be interesting. Maybe throwing some stickers or logos, something subtle that doesn't.
Right. Something that's like it's not crypto content, but it's like kind of like what Stake does. You always see these like viral videos, and then just the logo Stake is like on the video and has nothing to do with it, but it's just people know the name Stake, and it's just kind of top of mind advertising. One idea I had was, since we're ghosts, what if we had like videos of like ghosts scaring, like real ghosts, like scaring people, and then it's just made by an account called Aavegotchi, and people who are these ghosts? What's this account making videos of these like creepy ghosts? And then they might discover, Aavegotchi from that. But it's like, it could be potentially like cool TikTok content, but will it actually convert to anything? I no idea.
Yeah, that's always the question. I just had an idea though, like you've seen the Yeti videos, right? They're doing those like selfie Yeti videos. Do like something similar, but for a ghost in the house. But they're like making fun of the people reacting to them as ghosts. Like, I died here 300 years ago. I'm just trying to hang out, and little slice of life stuff.
POV, you're a ghost in a haunted mansion or something, and you're just like, bro, like stop ticking me off, man. I'm just trying to reincarnate.
You're a ghost that got liquidated in the 1929 stock market crash. You killed yourself, and this is the house you're stuck in.
Yeah, it might work. I mean, I might try that. It's like an hour of time to go from idea to kind of fully fleshed out video and edited. It's not too long.
That's not bad at all. I've been thinking of doing more voiceover videos over the B-roll and CapCut, because generally it's just like I can write scripts. That's not a problem. It's just what do I cover with the audio if it's not me on screen. So it's before I would have to shoot all the B-roll. Now there are like websites where you can grab it. There's also AI, but now if you have like libraries that are easy, like built into the editing programs, it's like, I can write whatever I want and just try to find something appropriate. And then it's more about the visual cuts and the music, I guess.
Yeah. it's all, if anyone is interested in TikTok, I mean, the hook is like the most important part. It like the either a text-based hook or like a visual hook, something that just stops people from scrolling, and they have to either like read something and they want to read it and find out what happens, or like it's just so overwhelming visually that they like have to stop, because it's so crazy. I mean, the attention span, I knew this, but like just seeing it in my own analytics, it's just crazy how like people's attention span is just so destroyed. I was watching some girl in my gym she's on like she's on the elliptical, and she's just like not even a second. She didn't even like watch the video for a second. She just scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. And I was like, eventually I came up to you like, yo, you have headphones? It's like the audio is really annoying. But yeah, it's all about like, can you stop the user and grab them for more than 2 seconds? If you can, like TikTok will promote your video a lot more than if you can't. If you can't, I was getting like 200 views on one video I made, and then I switched the hook, and it was like a much better concept, and then that one got like 1,700 views. So the hook is so important. Having like a good concept and then having something that will get someone to stop scrolling is really the whole game. Like the actual content of the video after that is not, I mean, it's important, but it's not as important anymore.
Yeah, you got to trick the algo to give you distribution.
Yeah. Rating videos. That looks fun, Zonzo, actually. So it's so yeah, we might experiment with a little bit of some Aavegotchi TikTok. I was trying to get inspired of the break and be like, how the hell can we get a wider distribution outside of like crypto Twitter? Because it's just a circle jerk over there. I mean, we all know Twitter, X in general, has just become such a mess. Like distribution out there is so hard, and it's like, I don't know, the algo changes so often over there. Don't really know how to even get any distribution. But at least with TikTok or like YouTube Shorts, there is a possibility of getting fairly wide distribution, like if you play the game right. Chonya, yeah. I think for my kid, like I'm like, I want to make sure he has a good attention span. That's my KPI. Like, can he read a book? It's gonna be a superpower in 2045.
Yeah, it's
So if anyone else has any good TikTok ideas, maybe we'll make a thread or something.
Can you drop a link to the TikTok for Aavegotchi? Because I didn't even realize they had one.
You know what? I don't know if we have an account. I didn't make any like official TikTok videos. I was just playing with like a burner account. It's hard for me too. There's a whole thing about TikTok where, because I'm in China, and they don't even have TikTok here. It's called Douyin, which is like the Chinese original name. So for me, if I want to grab like the US audience, there's a whole like list of a checklist that you got to run by when you create the account. And then like whenever I'm accessing it, I got to make sure like I got my VPN on the phone, and it's in the US, and like the posting time is the US time, and a whole like other list of things that you do like when you first create an account. So I did all that and actually was able to get like 88% US based, I was pretty happy. So it kind of proved that, okay, even though I'm in China, I can actually get distribution to the US audience, which is kind of probably would be like the primary audience for this. So I was pretty happy to see that. But as far as I think someone probably registered the TikTok account. It might be ours. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to do like a check. But I feel like there was someone really early on that snatched it and would be like, they want to give it to us, but I don't know. I don't know who it is. Like if we asked, they would give it to us, but I totally forget who it is. If that was it, maybe it might have been Instagram, or we might own it. I don't know. Otherwise, we'll just do like Aavegotchi TV or something. It doesn't have to be Aavegotchi the account. That would be nice, but if we can't get it, we can't get it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, TikTok and YouTube, like X, like you said, it is like an echo chamber for CT right now. And then the algo, it really has been changing a lot so quickly. They were saying that crypto was
Mm-hmm.
like deboosted. Now they're saying it's not. Like it seems like the botting, like reply bots, have gotten better, but yeah, it's like it's too small of a bubble. You need to break out of that. Everybody in crypto needs to break out of that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been thinking about going back
I
to
feel
YouTube,
like X
but
is like where you go to brag now. It's always been like that, but it seems like that's really it's either where you like the posts that I'm seeing go viral are people just bragging about how well they're doing on other platforms, and they're just going to X to brag and like get clout, or they're like pretending that they did well and then they're just trying to sell a course or something on X. Like they're just selling FOMO or fear or some emotion on X. But I don't really see any great content like starting on X. Maybe articles are starting to get a little bit better. I've seen more and more of those. But yeah, it's a weird place to try and like get an audience right now. Give a little update on DeFi Dungeon. For those of you that are in the DeFi Dungeons chat, hasn't been super active, but I've actually been pretty active, especially the last week, in pushing the game forward. There was a conversation we had about turning it into an idle game to make it more accessible for people on base app, which, like, as we talk about like distribution, it's kind of always been the thing that we have not really excelled at with Aavegotchi. And one of the reasons we wanted to go onto base was because someone in crypto actually finally built like a crypto native distribution channel. So we've been trying to like get our products ready for that, and they finally opened the floodgates apparently right before Christmas, which was like a kind of a weird move. But I really want to position DeFi Dungeon as like the Aavegotchi game in base, and it doesn't seem like the competition is super intense over there yet. Maybe people, I don't know how, like maybe people are just not using the app yet, or maybe developers haven't really jumped on yet. But I think there might be an opportunity there to have like a fun, rewarding idle game. I mean, we're not the only idle game, of course, but bring some new ideas, some crypto native stuff that we've talked about in the past on the Hangout. And so I'm kind of revamping the game now. Me and Claude, I was having some issues with AI earlier in the week. Like it just wouldn't work. I realized it was ChatGPT just doesn't work for me anymore. I can't use it. I think there's VPN issues or something. Claude works fine now. Opus is pretty epic, pretty good performance, quick. And so once I got that working, I've been kind of revamping DeFi Dungeons. So hopefully, I think by next week, I should have a lot of the new build done. And it's still not like where it needs to be in terms of like an actual idle game. It's more like kind of MVP still. But I think I don't know, I feel like I'm going to play it more. And I feel like more crypto people that don't necessarily want to grind in like a game and just sit there, playing the game intensely for 30 minutes will enjoy more of like the idle battler, even though I've kind of always been against idle battlers, but I get it. People on mobile like they want to multitask or do stuff while they're playing a game. So pretty excited about that. I think there's a small to medium possibility that it could go really well in base app, and like we could climb the leaderboard in base app and have like maybe a top 10 crypto game in there in January. We'll see what happens in January or February. So pretty bullish on that. And yeah, if you're not over in DeFi Dungeons already, and if you've submitted like a request to join, ping me on that again. Haven't really added anyone new because we've been kind of revamping the game. But we'll start kicking things off here again pretty soon, now that the break is almost over. But you guys had a couple of hangouts. I was not able to attend, but how did those go? I saw some of the chat. It sounded like you guys were having a good time.
Yeah,
last couple hangouts.
We had some good discussions just talking about, like, last week was good. We were talking with Supreme Pablo and we took a look at Gigaverse and like what, like, because apparently like a part of like the members of this DAO moved over to start and play that game, and like what's the draw and like what can we learn from that, but also like is it just because there's rewards or is it because of a fun loop? So kind of weighing like the fun loop versus rewards in Web3 gaming, and then just kind of getting back down a discussion of the idea of like what drew us into Aavegotchi initially, because there's like different classes of Aavegotchi OG. There's the ones that got in at the very beginning where it was just like a DeFi project and an NFT project. Yeah. And then people who came in after, like say the metaverse plans were released for the Gotchiverse, and when gaming was part of the plan. So like, what was it that drew you in, and like kind of what are we missing? What should we go back to? And then just like, health of the DAO stuff. We had a really good conversation last week about marketing, why marketing matters, but also why having, something to market matters. Like what would we market as a DAO at this point? They were both great conversations, to be honest.
Nice. I'll go back and listen to it. Any solid takeaways from that?
Trying to think about the specifics of, like, the one thing is like we can't market without having something specific, like from the DAO. We're talking about from the DAO's point of view, like, because some are arguing that, oh, we need to market more and do that, but it's like, but what are we marketing? What's our focus right now? Like if we talk about DAO built games, they're not active, other than we also discovered that Strategachi is online, so that was great to find out. And then like just kind of what the state of the DAO going forward after the distribution's finished. Like what do we want to do? How do we organize to a degree? But we didn't get into the deep into the weeds on any of that.
Yeah, so there's the Supreme Pablo created the life after distribution the thread.
Yeah, I will say also, I think it's really good by default, because me and Choina were always here at these meetings anyway. We kind of had a director, even though we weren't really directors here at the meeting. Having Nestor show up, he's been on stage the last 2 weeks, I think is really good, because it just allows us to talk to, like, he's the administrator for the DAO essentially. So I just felt like that was good to hear his takes because he's in this position.
Yeah, Nestor's really stepped into the role, and I'm excited to see where he takes it. And we got like the market maker prop. I know he's been pretty fairly active with that, helping out with that. He'll be doing or trying to do the KYB for Skynet, assuming that it does pass, which I think it will. So yeah, I think post distribution, the project does feel a little bit like we're in a new phase here. I'm excited to see where we can take it. And yeah, also just like got to look at the wider market here, and really we've been doing this project for like 5 years now. So and you guys made a great point about different cohorts of people coming in. Everyone wants something a little bit different, probably, which does make things tricky, especially for us, like trying to figure out how to get product market fit. The tension's always been like, all right, well, how much do we focus on the core community versus outreach to like bigger communities. And I feel like we haven't really walked that tight line very well. You know, it's always been probably veered off in either too much of one direction or too much of the other. But it's not like an easy line to find. But so, you know, having feedback all the time from people in the community, constructive feedback is really helpful. Yo, good morning, Golden Cross.
GM. Yeah, it was a good conversation. We were talking about like basically as we move forward, like um what do we do like in terms of focus on the DAO's half, but also like does this like how we feel about minting of new, we're in a new era, right? And the market is different. Gaming, we were talking about Gigaverse specifically, and I think the other, I forgot what the other, Cambria, which I have to take a look at still.
Mm-hmm.
And like these games are kind of similar. They're pixel dungeon crawler. Cambria is different. I know they were mentioning Fableborn. There's like, or no, it was Gigaverse mostly, but like fishing, other ideas like the idea of like multiple playable loops within games and stuff like that. But like ultimately, the conversation boiled down to like for Web3 gaming, because it's in such a depression that like the rewards are what matter, and that's the unfortunate thing, because it's in gaming, it's either it's really incentivized or the game is absolutely amazing. So kind of walking that tight line too, because you'll have
Yeah.
different users that want different things. They want a fun game experience while other people want to earn yield. So it's like even that dichotomy is a mess. So just like kind of analyzing these things and taking it in while we had like, down times. We're with family, it's the holidays. So everybody, it was a great conversation,
Sure.
I think. Yeah.
This is a lot of this kind of stuff that, you know, Golden Cross and I are always, you know, we always keep tabs on stuff like that. And yeah, it really, there is like kind of, it's a weird niche that crypto gaming is trying to occupy, because most of the games, especially like on crypto Twitter that you see, they're not like, gamers are not going to just play these games just for the sake of the game. I mean, it's kind of the hard truth about where the industry is. There's been a couple breakouts that are not actually that mentioned on X or like crypto Twitter in general. So like people find success kind of outside of crypto Twitter, and like I said, they might come to X to like brag about it or something, but honestly they don't. Like a lot of the Korean teams, you don't know, but they're printing and they're using Web3 and blockchain and stuff, but they actually do know how to make like fun games. So there's like a niche, there's like a group of companies that have done a good job in many ways, but they're not like crypto native teams. They're using blockchain like as a database. No, not MapleStory. They went. I think they retired their Web3 division. I forget the name of it. It was like some Korean Legend of Ymir, I think it was called. That might ring a bell for someone.
Actually, I just saw that because there's a guy on Blaze, the guy who built Blaze Stream, which is a AVAX L1 streaming network. I was like, I need a Web3 game to play, but I need something that's like kind of, I can go between things where if I want to check, I'm doing shorts and longs on Silver and other things.
Yeah.
So if I'm streaming, and he said Legends of Ymir, I got to watch the gameplay, and he said there are elements of it where you can just set it to be kind of idle, which is it looked really good, but I didn't know the Web3 parts of it got shut down.
No, that for Legend of the Mirror, I think they're still going. Umami just mentioned MapleStory. That's why I said no. I think MapleStory shut their Web3 division down, or it didn't work out or something. No, Legend of the Mirror, I think I don't know what chain it's on. I don't know what their blockchain strategy is. I think maybe, the assets are on chain or tradable. But yeah, I think it's in that kind of idle territory where I kind of want to put DeFi dungeons as well, which is like people like you that everyone's multitasking. They're talking with AI, they're trading, they're like shit posting, and oh, by the way, I got some Web3 game going on in the background. It'll maybe it'll print some money, maybe it won't. I'm just having I got another thing going on the tabs. So that's like where gaming is relocated in crypto right now. And you know what? That's just the reality. So just accept it and move on. let's figure out how to get some players.
Yeah, I mean, during my stream this week, I was playing reckless. It's like what you're saying. Like it either has to be like kind of that mix of casual slash idle, or like a very fast loop. Because reckless, I can play a round or two and
Right.
then stop and then check
Yep.
everything else. There's not many
Totally.
games that are like that right now, Web3 wise, that aren't clones of other popular games, which is fine. Like I'll do another Flappy Bird rendition, but I was like, I need to just put my Switch into my streaming setup, and then I'm like, but what am I doing? I'm just another person streaming games. I have no edge in that. Like at least in crypto, I know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
when it comes to the sentiment and like CT at least. So it's like trying to figure out a balance of like where are the games to play that will fit into this, to allow me to do these things where I'm perps trading and doing prediction markets at the same time while I'm playing a video game.
You're gonna love. I think I talked about this before with DeFi Dungeon, but I'm gonna implement that mechanic where you kind of go long or short on a token, and it's gonna impact your score. So like it's kind of like trading in a way. It's not really trading, and there's no actual money being exchanged, but it's actually gonna help. I think with this issue that we always have in Aavegotchi of like people just getting the best gear and then just basically solving the game. Like it's happened in every game where people just rarity farming, Gotchi Battler, Spirit Force Arena to some extent. You get the best gear and you've basically won the game forever. So giving newbies that might be better at trading than like a veteran a little bit of an edge, and they can like try to predict when the market might get, we're talking about like 10-second candles here, or like a minute or 3 or something. But hey, there might be some guy watching the 15-second candles, and he's like, here it comes. Like I know the volatility is about to hit. I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna play a round of DeFi Dungeon. I'm longing ETH here, and I think that I'm gonna get a better score than I could. I think that will be like appealing to people. I don't think anyone's ever done that in crypto, in like a crypto game. So
Actually,
that's one of the potentially killer features of the idle game.
let me ask you, would it be possible to, because I immediately thought of like, I like doing prediction markets that are 15-minute crypto price action because they're very short, but you don't really have an edge on a 15-minute market. Could you create like where when you long or short, depending on the price movement, like if for that 5-minute siege, if the price goes down, the siege gets more intense. Where if it goes up, then maybe you have some kind of boost in power or something while you're fighting, or the siege isn't as intense when you're trying to clear that dungeon.
Yeah. So I did think about that. I mean, what I've settled on for now is that like if you long BTC and it goes the way that you want, you're going to get a multiplier to your score. And if you long it and it goes down, you're going to get like a negative multiplier to your score. And so the opposite for like shorting or longing, because the final score that you get is going to be, there's going to be a new leaderboard, like a daily leaderboard, and your daily score, you're going to have like one up to 3 opportunities to get on that leaderboard every day. So the score that you get will like that's going to be like the most important. And the maximum, there's going to be probably a maximum length of a run that you can do. Right now it's like capped at 20 levels. That might be kind of arbitrary though. I need to do more testing. But the idea is like you want to get the highest score you can. So you can use leverage that we have in the game that I've kind of built in, which makes the enemies stronger. And then I'm going to add in this new kind of volatility, like price volatility mechanism that will let you get an even higher boost if you trade in the way that the market ends up going. So it won't make it harder or easier, but it'll just give you a higher or lower score, like a multiplier for your score. So the same guy, like if you put a veteran like with really good equipment and he does a run and he just doesn't use that, and you got a guy that is like a newer player with maybe worse gear, but he times it right and he hits like a nice volatility spike, that guy could actually outperform the veteran. But in the long run, the guy with the better gear will still have an easier time. You won't have to use the volatility mechanics as much, but at least it gives the newer guy like a way, like a potential edge. That's the issue we always have with Aavegotchi games. It's like people just get the best gear, and then you know everyone just sits at the top, and that's kind of the end of the competition. And it's no fun for anyone really. Once the game is solved, like we either got to just reset the game every month, which no one really likes. Like no one likes to lose all their progress. I want to allow people to keep their progress, but I also can't let you just sit on the leaderboard at the top forever and just like dominate forever. And we also don't want to do constant power creep, like introducing new mechanics and stuff. So I think this could be kind of a fun way to throw a kink in everything and just let people. It also is cool for like if we do any collaborations, we can be like, oh, this week we're adding like hype as our new token that you can long or short, or we're gonna add various tokens and try to get some of their audiences to come and play the game. Could work really well with a lot of the base native projects as well. Like, all right, this week we're adding Kibble or whatever, like from Cat Town or like other Toshi or other base projects.
This is so interesting because it's very similar to InfoFi, like kind of the issues they go through because you have monthly leaderboards. Some of them reset, some of them don't. So I've been on both sides of it. I don't mind if they reset because I'll just hustle and try to get back up them. But I guess there's botting too that you have because in gaming you always have to worry about bots breaking the game or
Yeah.
figuring it out. But it's
I mean,
the
I'm going to
parallels are
assume I'm building it for bots. Like bots will play the game. It's kind of the target, not the target audience, but people in the age of AI, especially, like it's literally. I think that's why so many idle games are popular now because like people just assume a bot's going to play it, and if you create it for, we can't fight the bots anymore. You just got to accept that, like you're either playing a human using an AI, or it's like an AI itself playing the game, like using that X402 kind of API calls or something. Might be a way to like monetize the game by allowing bots to play it directly via that X402 API.
well, it's already happening in prediction markets.
But
Like
so
everybody has a bot now. Like
yeah,
everybody's doing prediction markets with a
yep.
bot. It's like, nope, I'm good.
So this will probably end up. I mean, as a human, there may be some edge, but it's like it's going to be kind of built in a way that it's also AI friendly if people want to make bots and stuff to play it. So I don't know. No one knows anything about what's like. We're in a totally new era here. So just gonna try to build things that are new and novel. I think is one angle to try. Just trying to get some attention by just thinking out of the box. The cool thing now is we can build so fast. I mean, trying to build this game, I've said this many times, but trying to build like a DeFi dungeon 12 months ago would be like a 6-month project just to get the first like MVP done. And I've already iterated like 4 times on the game in kind of working on it fairly part-time. So it's just pretty exciting. And speaking of Reckless, like I also want to bring that back, and if this mechanic works with the daily leaderboards and stuff, we could do something similar probably with Reckless, where just like there's like a daily leaderboard that resets every day. It was actually one of the mechanics we wanted to have initially, but we just ran like the team we were working with kind of ran out of bandwidth to do it, I think.
Yeah, no, we're sitting on that Reckless, right? I saw a couple comments early in the holiday wondering, hey, just put Reckless out. I'd love to. I think at the same time we're like, well, we've got a game there. We've got 3, 4 maps, and we're working through these different incentives for different like ways to incentivize people to play short and long term with Aavegotchi games. So there's just no point in just throwing it out there with no strategy. Like we have it, we can build on it, but we're looking at how to make it a base app, and also like, do we need to take a second look at leaderboards? Does it tie into a Gotchi points campaign? Does it tie into anything at all, or we just do a standalone? But the good news is it is there, and we just need to figure out who it's for, and maybe add on a couple other features to make sure Reckless could be for everybody and be successful. So yeah, if the day comes, Dan, where we're like, well, we're just not going to do anything more with it, and it's just sitting there, I think we would release it, right? But
Hmm.
would rather take Q1 of this year and get our ducks in a row and make Reckless really be a part of it.
So yeah, I think that was my little update for DeFi Dungeon and just our general gaming strategy. We'll have some more, kind of structured thoughts coming out later in the month.
Yeah, Dan and I, we obviously have not been talking, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna get back on Monday and hit the ground running. But Reckless is sitting there. Those DeFi updates sound pretty good, Dan. Kind of reminds me of some of these tap markets that are coming out. Just ways
Hmm.
to play with the price in real time.
Yeah, that options, you sent me that screenshot of like everyone's probably seen the, I've seen like 6 variations of this game. It's like it's got the grid and you click on it to select the option. Uh, Golden Cross feed. I'll share the tweet.
Yeah, no, I just
I think
dropped it.
it's the first. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, the first time I saw this was that app on Mega ETH. I forget what it's called. Someone said they copied someone else, and that person probably also, like, it's been going around. And I actually tried playing it a little bit. They have like a practice mode that you can do. I think, I mean, with generally with short term options, you're always going to lose money. I can't see anyone really seriously making any money. It's just pure like addictive like
Tap, tap,
gameplay.
tap.
It's just pure gamble. Generally, I mean, short term options are already a
From
way
a
to
UI design,
great
though, I
UI,
mean,
great
you
UI.
look
Yeah,
at it at a
great.
glance, you know exactly what it's going to do. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, put that little shooting star right at whatever squares I
Yep.
highlight.
Oh, it's very
And
satisfying for sure.
yeah, yeah. Like you don't need to explain anything. It's so
Yeah.
intuitive.
Yeah. They
That's another
definitely
area
do.
I think we can look at is just like some of our, I think our original DApp, our original website was almost like a game in itself. It just felt like an escape from everything else. And it wasn't actually a game. It's just an interface. I think you can do a lot with the DApp or other products that we spin up that are not necessarily like side scrollers or dungeon crawlers, but are dApps that have some sort of RNG or other elements to them. So we'll be exploring that too. But the base app and how we can ship different products that are Gotchi backed into it is still a top priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, tap
So
trading.
how do people use? Zons, if you want the subgraph, hit me up. I'll send you the new Gold Sky link. The Satsuma one is gone now. Pretty ballsy of Alchemy to just like take down their subgraph project. I mean, talk about just like, I don't know, not killing your darlings, but just like looking at it realistically and be like, guys, it's like this product is taking up too much bandwidth and it's not making us any money. So kill it. It's pretty. I mean, for a big company like Alchemy to be able to make that move is not easy. Yeah, yeah. Alchemy deprecated all their subgraphs, so the RPCs and stuff still work. But yeah, Golden Cross at the beginning of the call, we were just talking about. I was playing with TikTok and trying to make some TikToks, and was playing with Kling and Nano Banana Pro. Having a good
Oh
time
yeah,
with that. Kind of the first leg of the holiday.
nice. I'll have to scroll up. There must be some good video up there.
Oh, I didn't drop any of the video. I used a burner account for the videos. It's totally unrelated, but I just wanted to get a taste of like how rotting the brain is. It's so
Right.
it's bad. It's so bad. But
Yeah.
that's where the distribution is these days, I guess.
Yeah, it's
There's a
wild out
couple new in the gaming segment. I did see some people vibe coding some just gaming like scroll to play TikToks, kind of like remix, but just not as like fleshed out. But they seem to be doing like pretty well. I think gaming, like the micro game, like micro games that we're seeing, there might be something to that. It's got to be
there.
really, really simple. And someone was making like a multiplayer version, which looked kind of interesting. But I tried using Remix over the break, and I don't know, it felt like the same slop that I was building like 5, 6 months ago. Like the AI was not doing a good job. It was getting stuck on the same stuff that I was getting stuck on like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I know some of you probably saw the comment I left over holidays about Remix, and yeah, we met the team in at base camp, and in terms of AI, as I recall, is you can use Claude or whatever you prefer. You don't have to use their kind of generic
Yeah.
GPT that comes with it. Um, and
You
then
can also upload your own game. I think you don't have to
yeah,
use like their
you could
APIs.
you could build it totally outside of their platform, and then you upload it, and there's a
Yeah.
curation process, and then basically it gets listed as a game. And the whole concept that they've raised off of is that you get these micro games, just like you scroll for videos or video. You're gonna scroll for these little hyper casual experiences. And let's say I scroll and I see Dan's, and I'm like, I guess here's the big difference. Is like, oh, I'm like, oh, it's DeFi Dungeon by Dan. I think this is really good,
Hmm.
but I wish it had, I don't know, like I wish it had little Nadio style Aavegotchis inside running around with those special eyes. And then I could
Yeah.
hit the remix button and I get all the code and I can do my own prompts and then you know, publish the game again in the same game store. But now it's like by Dan remixed by Jesse. And if anybody plays my version and it becomes the popular version, then I get a cut of, any of the revenue that flows through the game. But you still do too. So it's more the mechanics behind it, I think, that are, what are very appealing. And then what you're talking about is more the execution. Like, is it going to work? Can I prompt up a game? Can I remix a game pretty easily? And those are the kind of tougher spots that they have to work through now. But
Yeah.
if they get it conceptually, I'm totally on board.
Yeah. I mean, would I play it? Probably absolutely not, because I just try to stay away from brain rot as much as possible. But will the next generation play it? Probably. Like the TikTok generation will probably want to play like scroll to play games that last for a few seconds or one run.
Yeah, like solo
So
run things or scroll to
mhm.
get more credits. Yeah.
bullish on like long short form content, long on short form content like that. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
pretty much. So
shorting
we'll
on attention spans.
we'll check in with those guys here when we get back and
For sure. Yeah.
settled and just see if it makes sense or where they're at in their roadmap. But yeah, vibing. I think Animoca invested in them. I'm trying to remember who their lead was, but they raised very successfully off
Mm.
this. I think it was
Yeah,
Animoca.
it's a cool premise.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
In base app, I think I was checking the app store, like they were in the top 10, which is it's good. I actually expected them to be higher, I guess. uh let's see, play games, Pixachi, Cat Town, Boinkers, Crazy Rush Heroes. They're not actually in the top. They're like the top 20 right now. Cat Town's doing well.
Gattos
We'll
consistent.
see we'll see DeFi Dungeons up there one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, they've been very consistent. We did that
Yeah.
one promotion with them, and it went fine. But I noticed they didn't do more promotions since then, like not as big. And for you to say, yeah, they're still the top ranked game, I don't know what that tells us, but
And
they have
they
the
don't
loyalty.
give us any metrics about like how many people are using base app or playing these games. That's what's kind of scares
Yeah.
me. Like how like we'll see once we start boosting the player base of DeFi Dungeons. If we have like 10 players and we're number 25, like that's not good. If I have 10 players, I want to be number 95 on the leaderboard.
Timing is so important too, because that could be true, and it'd be okay if right behind it is a big, big wave of waitlist people that are going to, get on
They
base.
just no,
It's better
they
being
opened the
oh,
they opened the floodgates right before Christmas. They literally opened base app to anyone right before Christmas I think it was December 16th. I was like, really, guys? It's of I mean, maybe it could make sense. Like people are at home and they just want to jump on base app and give it a try. But at the same time, like
right, sharing like word of mouth kind of sharing because I mean,
it could work.
Stretch, but the fact that you're telling me that, and I use the base app over the holiday here and there, and I did not notice a big uptick in like users or activity or there was some, at base camp the rumor was it's a million person wait list, and I'll believe it when I see it now. We'll see. This better be a big year for base, so
yeah, I think they'll be fine.
more to check out there. Good. No future. Did you kind of take a break over the holiday, or are you I mean, you're always so plugged into multiple chains and what's going on. Do you see any other big headlines or any shockers over the last few weeks?
The big thing for me has just been mostly the silver trade, like watching that. But I've been pretty plugged in. The base app, if you used it early and I think pretty aggressively, you got a stimmy over the Christmas break. I didn't get one because I still haven't signed up. I know a few. I think Soju definitely got one. Owl, I think, got one. So there was somebody on the timeline that showed that they got $3,000, and the stimmy was USDC, so it wasn't bad. I'm trying to think if there were any other like notable airdrops or anything or just happenings. Everything's kind of quiet right now. So it's just like everybody's making a perp stacks or a prediction market or AI to like run these things. So it's been kind of bland. But also the timeline's weird if you're on the For You tab, it's just a lot of Elon, sports, and like violence. If you go to a following tab, it cleans up, but I've just started doing that more recently.
All right. Yeah, I'm opening up my base app now, and mm, I got like maybe $30 more than I used to have. Obviously not a monster poster over there on the daily, but looks like I made some money. That's pretty cool.
Also, the Nick
Oh,
Shirley token on Sora that did really well yesterday. It pumped from like 2 million to 14 million. Of course, I bought the exact top because I'm like, Base is going to send this to Coinbase and then
Yeah,
this will run to hundreds of
14
million.
million's like low. I mean,
Yeah.
Trump went to 8 billion, wasn't it, or higher, 80 billion? I forget. What
Yeah.
was it?
It's down to 7
that's
million
Trump.
now.
8 billion.
So it's, we'll see
Yeah,
what
it's
happens.
Trump, but things have cooled off quite a bit since then. And there's also going to be Trump 2, I heard. He's going to make a second token.
There's,
But Nick Shirley, maybe it's just base. And maybe it would have done numbers bigger on Solana.
there's a,
So no future. What? Yeah, finish your thought here. Is this what I'm looking at? Is nickshirley.base.eth? Is that
that's him.
related to what you?
Yeah. He
It's
launched
actually
the Zora. He's been making smaller posts.
Oh, he launched it? It
He
wasn't just a
launched it, yeah.
random.
It wasn't just a random. So
Okay.
people were mad that Base wasn't backing it more. It dumped from like I think 7 or 8 million down to like 2 million, and then yesterday it just rebounded. very large. But it's funny because you mentioned Trump. There's a post that I saw just a few minutes ago, and it's from he goes by OX Racist, and it says, "Nah, this is crazy," and it's a Discord or like forum post where it's welcome to official Trump coin governance forum. And the second post is TIP number 4. Nicolas Maduro has been captured. It is time for our community to decide on his fate. It's like,
I
oh
just saw
God.
that.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
This is what DAOs are made.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll drop it in so you can see it. Let me find it real quick.
I saw. I was just going. I saw a post by Doomer. I thought it was a joke, but I guess it's not.
This is a joke, right? Oh no, it's trending. Okay. Maduro captured.
Well, I saw a post that
Or-
was saying that this was like a negotiated deal, but then I also saw another post, like once again, no idea if any of this is real, that Chinese officials were in Venezuela to meet Maduro when this happened. Not that they were there, but it's just like awkward timing for the U.S. if it's true to do that kind of like action.
Oh yeah, it was definitely Trump. It was like mogging China.
That's just mogging. Oh my goodness. Never a dull day.
Well, maybe a good transition to the Dower here.
Well, yeah, I was thinking
About governance.
on that DAO comment, and I'll just let the DAO, you guys take over. But my one thought over the holidays also is DAO related, and like we're in a time of limbo and change, but maybe it's a good opportunity to revisit some of the governance architecture that we've had, because we've pretty much had the sig prop core prop for everything all the time for the since the beginning. And I don't know, maybe I'm sure like in that time, like we've all come across better or newer ways to for DAOs to communicate and function and all of that. So I don't think it would be that contentious. It wouldn't be about changing like what the DAO does. It's just like maybe there's some smarter ways we could get things done this year, and we could front load some of that work. That's my one request here as we bring up foreign to run the DAO hour.